Hi guys, I'm back. Happy New Year. I wanted to come back on and check in with you guys. I'm doing some cooking while I'm recording this. Basically, I wanted to give you a recap. So, last year when I was doing my first water fast, I did 27 days on my water fast, and I never came back on to do my last check-in, last weigh-in. And I guess I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a little bit. But big picture, I ended up doing the 27 days. I lost a ton of weight. I gained it back. I ended up going on a second water fast. Didn't lose as much weight, but also lost weight and gained it back. And discovered some things along the way, right? That's what a journey's about. So I guess I'm going to be really vulnerable and talk to you a little bit about why I went on this, why I started this journey. So I don't believe I shared any of this with you before, but one of the things that I have always struggled with, but didn't quite understand the degree to which I was affected, was an eating disorder. So, and here's the thing, I actually have been diagnosed with it, but I guess I figured that I don't know if I thought it would just kind of resolve itself. Once I started working on healing, I guess on a more emotional level, that the eating disorder, I think I thought that it was an effect that was playing itself out, but I didn't see it as something kind of independent or a problem on its own, if that makes any sense to you. So anyways, I after the first water fast ended, and I ended it right after doing, so that last day I was on a fast, it was actually a dry fast. So I did 26 days water fasting, and then I did that last day dry fasting, and then that next morning I think is when I broke it. And I didn't lose it. I didn't break the fast properly. I just started eating whatever it was that I'd cooked for my husband that night, which was oxtail, and I don't remember if I served it with anything else. But basically, after that, I noticed that I had a little more sense of feeling in control. But that only lasted for, I don't know, maybe a couple of days. And then the binging came back. And I guess that's not even fair to say, because it was always there even that first day that I ate. But in a sense, maybe I just surrendered to it, or I guess in my mind, that's just my regular behavior. That's just the behavior that I have played out always. Always. I'm talking, I mean, as far back as I can remember. Even like pre-kindergarten. Yeah, I remember not even being in school. You know, and of course this is all in retrospect. And struggling with binging. This has been... So basically, this has been a part of... I guess I took it in as my identity. That's just a behavior that was a part of me. Okay. So, whatever. I still, by the grace of God, managed to go on another water fast. The second one I did with supplements. I was taking supplements. And I don't know if that's why the weight loss was different. But anyways, the same thing happened after the weight loss. And I do the refeeding, and the weight comes right back on. What I did take away from or one of the things that I took away from all of this is that the health improvements from having been on the water fast did not necessarily go away when I was refeeding, but more than that, you know, when the binging was happening. Because when I am binging, it's not, I mean, there are times when I'm actually binging on healthy food, vegetables and nuts and seeds. But for the majority, I guess the majority of my life, when I'm binging on carbs and sugar. And that's obviously, you eat like that and you keep poisoning your body, and it's going to lead to health issues. So one of the health issues that I was dealing with that motivated me to pursue health, real, deep healing, literally life-changing changes, I guess. It's because I suffer from diabetes and depression, anxiety. I have a litany of things that I'm living with. And some of the things that have stayed even after the weight has come back on, and even after the unhealthy diet has come back on, are the changes in my glucose. So I used to be, prior to the original water fast, I used to be at in the high 300s for glucose. And after the first water fast, is when the big change happened, where my numbers typically, even without dieting or being too, even without trying to be careful with my diet, when I'm in a binging mode for days or whatever, my numbers on average still stay at around 100, and I'd probably say around 170 is the average. It has gone higher and it has gone lower. I've, throughout these months, been periods of time when I do intermittent fasting, periods of time when I'm eating only vegetarian, periods of time when I'm eating keto. So I'm attempting various things to see what works for me, what I'm comfortable with, and also to kind of because I'm not just managing my diet or learning what I like and don't like about my diet, but again, I'm trying to manage my health issues, including, well, mental health issues. If we're talking anxiety and we're talking depression and we're talking all of these kind of mood managing situations. I don't have the same enthusiasm every day. I don't have the same enthusiasm sometimes even within the same day, towards the beginning of the day I can start really excited and then feel frustrated and give up towards the end of the day. But I have consistently been in a less depressive state. I would say that if I'm gonna put a percentage to how often or how much I've been depressed throughout these summers after the original water fast, I would say that I have struggled with depression probably 30% of the time. Let's say 40. And so even though I've gained the weight back, and even though I really haven't resolved really any one thing, I'm happy with the progress that I am having. And I decided to make this video because today is my birthday. Actually, this is late at night. I decided to do some food prepping. And before I went to bed, because I want to make things easier on myself, as I've decided that I'm going to gift myself the gift of perseverance. And I'm going to gift myself the gift of love. I'm going to love myself. I'm making that choice. I'm going to love myself in my weakness, as hard and as painful it is to see your weakness and I guess to accept it. I'm making the choice to do that because even if everybody around me believed in me, cheered me on, encouraged me daily and affirmed me and food prepped for me, at the end of the day, if I don't believe in myself, if I don't choose to be kind to myself, if I don't choose to forgive myself and my moments of weakness, all of that love, external love from other people, can only go so far. At the end of the day, I have to live with me. And this time, at 36, I choose to enjoy this journey. I'm no longer gonna hate myself, reject myself, beat myself up. This is the gift I'm giving me. I'm going to be okay with taking as long as I need. I'm going to be okay with making mistakes. And I'm going to be okay with the learning curve. Because I need me. I need me. Even if people are telling me all day long that they love me, at the end of the day, in my heart of hearts, in my own private thoughts, if I'm hating myself all day long, I'm not even capable of receiving love. I'm not even capable of receiving support. So I've got to start with me. And I'm excited. I'm excited to start building a new relationship with myself. To see what that looks like, to see what that ends up feeling like on the day-to-day, or how it ends up playing itself out. And even more than that, to see the changes that that will come from that. From loving myself, from being patient with myself, from making it okay to not look successful. In fact, to look like I'm failing because I'm trying and trying and everything looks the same. I mean, if I'm technically speaking, I'm still diabetic. I'm still fat. I'm still, struggling with what I struggle with. OCD, depression. Like I said, the list goes on and on. But yet there's a shift. I mean, this might be the first time ever where I am literally and consciously making the decision to love myself. I think that sounded so ridiculous to me before. And yet now I see a value in that. I see a value in learning to have a good relationship with yourself, that you might be able to receive and be open to good relationships externally. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share. Right now what I'm doing is I'm prepping veggies. I chopped up some celery and have it in a container. And I have some carrots that I'm gonna, I'm peeling, but I'm gonna prep and have them chopped up. Last week I took some cabbage and I, prepped it so that it'll ferment and turn into sauerkraut. So these are little tiny things that I'm doing, but I'm doing it out of love for myself. I'm doing it that I might have that much more chance of succeeding, even if my success is only half a day, even if my success is only for one meal out of the entire day. I'm okay with that. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep pursuing my health. I'm going to keep battling and fighting and taking on all of these issues that I know can be resolved, because there are many people, a lot of people, there have been many people that have dealt not only with the things that I struggle with, but with more than what I struggle with, and maybe even more intense and more complex situations in mine that have come out on top. And I also want to come out on top. And even if it takes me 10 years, and even if it takes me another 36 years, I want to get there. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with taking another 40 years. And here's the thing, even if I die just as ill, I am okay with that as long as I tried. I don't want to be on my deathbed whenever that comes and have my regret be I didn't even try. So, here I go. 2019. We'll see what comes of it. Right now, like I said, I'm just trying to eat more vegetables. Mostly organics. I have some serrano peppers that I tried to find organic, and I couldn't. I'm gonna make chop up some salsa. And I'm gonna ferment that, and I'm gonna take these carrots and pickle them. And start tomorrow. I'm gonna eat vegetarian as much as possible. And we'll see what happens. I would love to go into another water fast. I would love to get to a point where this eating disorder is resolved and that I might be able to keep some of the weight off. So I'll try for that, and we'll see. We'll see when it comes, if it comes, and how it comes. So, Happy New Year. I hope all is well with you guys. And may God bless.